Have you ever participated in a national government public participation forum on the budget before?
Yes, only once.
No? All right.
Dissatisfied.
Okay, there's health, roads and infrastructure, tourism, education, foreign affairs and international trade, information and communication, security, water, agriculture and devolution.
One is roads and infrastructure, 2 is tourism, 3 is water, 4 is health, 5 is education, 6 is foreign affairs, 7 is security, 8 is youth and gender, 9 is information and communication, 10 is agriculture and fisheries. We need to increase the budget of security from 10% to 20%. The other one I give health 20%, foreign affairs I give 5%.
Okay.
Tourism I give it 5%. Gender I give it 10%. Information and communication I give it 5%. Water I give it 10%. Roads and infrastructure, I give it 10%. Education, I give it 10%. Agriculture, I give it 5%.
Okay, for health, I'll give it 15%. Roads 10, tourism 5, education 10, foreign affairs 10, security 15, water 10, devolution 10, information 5, agriculture 10. Okay, personally, I'll say that we really need information to be passed about the budget of the country, and if it's possible, there should be a public participation before the budget is passed on, since we don't know which approach or procedure they use so that they can set the budget. All we know is that we have a budget reading. We don't know which approach they really use.
I want to in line with the national government. Yeah. Like the policy documents and the budget.
And the budget.
So that when the government allocates, even us we have an input of giving those views.
The forum ambayo tuko nayo leo is one of those forums that we are having around the country kuangalia je ni vipi tunaweza kuimprove public participation going forward. What we are trying to do is very simple. Ni kuangalia je kuna mambo fulani tukibadilisha kwa vile tunafanya public participation saa hizi itafanya public participation in future ikuwe nzuri zaidi. Vile nimesema ikuwe na umuhimu kwa wananchi na pia ikuwe na umuhimu kwa serikali. Kwa sababu wakati public participation ni vizuri na yale matakwa wananchi wako nayo inaonekana vizuri, then pia ni rahisi kwa serikali kujua ni nini wananchi wanataka. Na ni muhimu pia wakati serikali inatengeneza budget ijue yes sisi kama serikali tuko na agenda yetu, lakini pia wananchi kuna yale mambo ambayo wanataka. Kwa hivyo hii forum leo tutashughulika sana na kuangalia je ni aje tunaweza kuimprove public participation vile inafanywa. Lakini leo sita focus sana na county budget. Leo nataka tu focus kidogo na national budget. Kwa hivyo leo tuta concentrate na ile mambo ambayo national government inafanya na ile public participation kubwa kwa national government inafanyika wakati gani. Alafu ile information ambayo mmepatiwa kwa hizo file za blue ndio tutatumia leo kujifunza mambo kadhaa kuhusu vile national government budget inafanya kazi na kuhusu vile national government huwa inafanya public participation. Kuna mtu yote hapa ashaikaa kwa public participation ya national budget? Mkono kama ushai participate ya national, ya county. Unaona, kwa hivyo lazima tuangalie pia national government nini inafanyika huko. Kwa hivyo ile information ambayo tuko nayo hapa ndio tutatumia leo kujifunza national government public participation yake inafanyika wakati gani, wanaifanya namna gani, na ndio sisi kama wananchi pia tujue kama tunataka kuparticipate, ni vipi tutaingia katika hiyo process. Kwa national government, wakati inafika mwezi wa pili, sasa hiyo ndio decision kubwa sana ambayo inahusika na public participation huwa inafanyika. Mwezi wa pili ikifika katikati, kuna document, na nataka imuandike chini mahali. Kuna document inaitwa budget policy statement. Sawa sawa. Budget policy statement ndio ile document ambayo serikali huwa inatumia kugawanya pesa katikati ya sekta zile ambazo tuko nazo katika national government. Na hizo sekta huwa sekta 10. Kawaida katika budget tunakuanga na sehemu 4 tofauti. Sehemu ya kwanza huwa tunaita formulation. Sasa hiyo ni wakati tunatengeneza budget, tunatengeneza plan, tunafanya public participation, wananchi mnataka miradi gani, serikali iko na pia na ile agenda yake, hiyo yote inafanywa wakati huo. Sehemu ya pili ni approval, ni mahali tunakubaliana. Na hiyo inafanyika kwa county assembly na inafanyika kwa national assembly. Wakati minister amemaliza kutengeneza budget, wakati Rotich anaenda na briefcase yake parliament, ni anaenda kupeleka budget huko ndio parliament ifanye approval. Tukimaliza kuapprove budget, sasa tunaanza kufanya implementation. Implementation hiyo inarudi kwa Rotich na ministry zote ambazo ziko kwa national government. Hawa ndio wanafanya implementation ya ile budget ambayo tumepitisha. Tukimaliza kufanya implementation, Auditor General anakuja kuangalia vile tuliimplement budget. Kuna mtu alijaribu kuiba pesa mahali, tulifuata process vile inatakikana ya procurement, ile pesa ambayo ilipatikana imetumika yote vizuri. Hiyo ndio kazi ya Auditor General. Kwa national government, wakati inafika mwezi wa pili, sasa hiyo ndio decision kubwa sana ambayo inahusika na public participation huwa inafanyika. Mwezi wa pili ikifika katikati, kuna document, na nataka imuandike chini mahali. Kuna document inaitwa budget policy statement. Ndio ile document ambayo serikali huwa inatumia kugawanya pesa katikati ya sekta zile ambazo tuko nazo katika national government. Na hizo sekta huwa sekta 10. Hizi sekta 10 ndio serikali huwa ikianza kutengeneza budget inajiuliza, je, kwa ile shilingi 100 tuko nayo, tutagawanya aje katika kati ya hizi sekta 10? Sawa sawa. That is the biggest decision we have to make every year. What is our total budget and how much money do we give to each sector? Na wananchi wanahusishwa kivipi katika hii process? Kwa hivyo government kuanza kutengeneza budget yake, kwanza wanajiuliza tutapatia kila sekta pesa ngapi. Tukimaliza, tukijua kama sekta ya education tunaipatia pesa ngapi, ndio sasa tunaangalia katikati ya hizi sekta, katikati ya sekta moja kuna ministry ngapi ambazo ziko ndani yake. Kwa hivyo kitu ya kwanza lazima tujifunze ni hizi sekta ni nini, ni ministry gani ziko ndani ya sekta gani, wanapatiwa pesa ngapi. Nilisikia mtu akisema si ungetuambia hata walipatiwa pesa ngapi last year, ndio hata mimi nikijiuliza saa hizi nikuwe at least na mahali ya kuanzia, si ndio? Na hiyo ndio nataka ikuwe kitu ya kwanza yenye tutafanya leo, ndio by the time tunafanya discussion ya kusema hii ndio maoni yetu, at least tukue tunaelewa hizi sekta huwa zinafanya ni. Sio ni njia mzuri kuanza? Sawa sawa. Lakini njia pia mzuri zaidi kuanza ni nataka tupitie sekta moja pamoja. Sio ni sawa sawa? Na nataka kwa faili zenyu mfungue page 46. Kwa hivyo tuangalie page 46. Nataka tupitie sekta moja pamoja. Alafu tutaingia kwa groups so that we discuss a bit on what we are understanding from those sectors. Nataka tupitie sekta ya social protection, culture and recreation. Sisi wote tuko hapo. Kitu ya kwanza utaona hapo mbele ni inakupatia introduction ya hiyo sekta huwa inafanya kazi gani. Sawa sawa? Ninakwambia for example the sector promotes and explores Kenya's diverse culture, arts, sports, film industry and music. So already ukiona sekta hapo imeandikwa social protection and recreation, unajiuliza hiyo ni nini? Okay? But when you go into your files, kwa kila sekta utapatiwa introduction inakwambia hiyo sekta huwa inafanya nini. Alafu kitu kingine ambayo utaona ni kuna table hapo chini ambayo inakuonesha ni ministry gani ziko chini ya hiyo sekta. Now this is very 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 important. Kwa sababu kuna wakati mwingine utafikiria kuna ministry fulani nafikiria iko kwa hii sekta, but in the real sense ukienda kuangalia details za hiyo sekta unapata hiyo ministry haiko hapo. So understanding the ministries. So unaona for example kwa hii social protection kuna State Department of Social Protection na unaona program zake hapo. Unaona kama National Social Safety Net. National Social Safety Net is one of the biggest programs right now in government. People living with disabilities fund iko hapo. Ile pesa ya wazee iko wapi? Iko hapa pia. OVC, Orphans and Vulnerable Children. Ile watoto mayatima na wale wanapatiwa pesa ni kila mwezi ama every 2 months. Every month. Pesa yao iko wapi? So as you dig in, ukianza kuangalia hizi vitu inaanza kukuambia mahali vitu ziko, and then you are able to identify things that are of importance to you, where are they in the sectors. Sehemu ya pili inakuonesha zile parastatal ambazo ziko katika hiyo sector. Some of these parastatals ndio zinafanya kazi kubwa sana katika hizi ministries. So unaona for example ukiangalia page 47 hapo juu, National Drought Management Authority iko kwa hii sector. Pana mtu aliniambia disaster management is very important in Isiolo. True? Now you can see where that state corporation is. And that tells you as an individual, if that is one thing I care about kama mtu wa Isiolo, basi ile sector ambayo natakiwa kuwa naangalia sana ni social protection sector.
What I want to talk about is your philosophy. Wewe kama Mkenya, sisi kama Wakenya, government yetu inafaa ifikiria aje kuhusu development. Si ndio? Tunataka kusonga mbele, si ndio? Na kuna namna tofauti ambazo tunaweza tumia kusonga mbele. Wengine wanaamini tukiendeleza sekta zingine tutaenda mbele zaidi kushinda sekta zingine. Okay? So I'm just going to give 4 examples of how you can think of distributing money, and this is not everything, but it's just to start telling us that, for us to be aware that when we are distributing resources, we must consciously think about our strategy, our development strategy. Which way do we go, and how do we make that decision? Remember, hapo kwa sector challenges tulikuwa tunasema kila sector inataka kufanya vitu nyingi, lakini pesa sio nyingi. Pesa haiwezi tosha tufanye kila kitu ya sector, si ndio? Na pesa haiwezi tosha tufanye kila kitu ya energy, ya health, ya education. We have to make a decision. Hizo ndio vitu tunaita trade-offs. Sijui nani yako na card number 9. What does that say? Card
says our approach to development, trade-offs.
Okay, that's exactly what we want to learn now. How do we approach sector allocation of resources with regards to our development strategies? Okay, what do we focus? How can we think about it? Number 1, tunaweza amua tuendeleze human capital or infrastructure, what we are calling capital. From page 19, we are talking about human versus physical capital. Okay, and when we talk about physical capital, what are we talking about? Infrastructure. Okay, already you're starting to draw what sectors we are talking about. When you talk about human capital, which sector will that be? Human capital, which sector develops human beings? Education. What else? Health. You can say health is improving human capital, but mostly it's education, isn't it? And then when you talk about physical capital, what are you talking about? Infrastructure. Okay, so here is the trade-off we have to make this year and in the medium term, the following years. What do we want to develop more? How much more should we give to these sectors that develop the human, and how much more should we give to these sectors that develop infrastructure, bridges, roads, and such things? The other thing we want to talk about is supporting investment versus active industrial policy. The government has to make a decision. This year and the few years that are coming, how do we develop our country? Do we as the government take part in business? Or the government may decide, as opposed to taking part in business itself, we want to create an environment where business can take place. Haya, nani ako na 9.3?
Debt versus services.
Debt versus services. For debt, I want everyone to understand, when donors are giving us money, they don't give us money for recurrent expenditure. Most of the time, our services are paid by our own taxes. So the government will collect money through taxes and use it for services. Kwa sababu services ni mtu anapatiana kama mwalimu, kama daktari, services, si ndio? Mara nyingi tukipata madeni ni ya infrastructure. For example, gani nye sahi inasikika sana ya deni SGR. SGR tumepata deni kutoka wapi? China. Haya. Sasa tunaweza amua tunataka kufanya hizo vitu za infrastructure. Inamaanisha kuwa kwa sababu hatuna hizo pesa nyingi tutachukua madeni. Si ndio? Kwa sababu tunaona tukikuwa na SGR labda tutasonga mbele zaidi. 9.4. When we talk about physical security, we are talking about actual physical security. Yaani wewe kama mtu ndio usiibiwe, ndio vitu zako zisichukuliwe. That is physical security. And who does that? The police or KDF, isn't it? So in the police we said wako wapi? Governance, justice, law and order. Then there is social security. Okay? That one is let's have people who are educated, people who can earn. Let's support them in business so that they have an income, okay? So they feel that they are socially secure, isn't it? Things like NSSF, things like NHIF, that, for example, that ensure that older people have some income, that ensures social security. Do we get the difference? Okay. Now this is how it applies to sectors. The government, with our help in public participation and public deliberation, has to decide, where do we put most of our money? Do we put most of our money to protect physical security, or is it to ensure social security? Think about it this way. If people are not poor, if people don't feel discriminated, then they're most likely not to be thieves, they're most likely not to be terrorists, they're most likely not to come and destroy your property, isn't it? When people have jobs, when people feel like they can economically support their lives, they will not have the thought of, let me join Al-Shabaab, okay? So if you ensure social security, someone can argue, then you might not need much for physical security, isn't it? Tukifanya vijana wetu wapate kazi, hawatapatikana na Al-Shabaab, iwachukue waende wafanye terrorism, si ndio? Hivyo basi hata need pesa mingi kwa KDF.
Oh, we're going to groups first. Okay, so I need to make a number of groups. And this is what I am going to do. Number one, I want to have a group that will have women only. As I told you, one of the things that we are doing in hizi forums ni kutest. Ukibadilisha mambo fulani fulani ya vile tunafanya public participation, will the public participation be better? Sawa sawa. So one of the things that we want to test ni ukiweka group ya kina mama pamoja, discussion hapo itakuwa mzuri zaidi ama itakuwa mbaya zaidi, hiyo tutajua leo. Sawa sawa. So I first want to have a group that will have women only.
Tuanze na health, ni that. The health sector consists of the Ministry of Health and several semi-autonomous agencies. NHIF is under health sector. How does it work? Because I understand that NHIF si huwa tunalipa.
NHIF cover, basically it was advanced. If you've been there, so it was basically advanced. In such a case that now it covers even for surgeries. It does cover for surgeries, of which in the past it never used to cover. So it's of help.
My question is, why is it under the health sector and yet it is the individual contributing to this scheme? That is what is surprising me. One, mtuandike basi kwa card. What about NHIF? National Referral and Specialized Services. What is their objective? To improve provision of quality specialized healthcare services. Na ikapata 24 billion. That is 39% of the sector budget in this current financial year. This is a bunch of money. Hii pesa ni mingi. What do we say about it? Do we know this is specialized healthcare services? Tunataka kujua those hospitals that is taking almost 40% of the sector budget ni services gani wana offer, si ndio? Then what are the procedure, tuseme a mother in Isiolo ni procedure gani ndio atatumia ndio afikia hapo na apate that government services. Second, general administration, planning and support services, si ndio? So to strengthen leadership, management and administration of the health sector. That sector ndio sasa imechukua 15 billion. Hiyo si mingi?
Hiyo ni kidogo. See, administration, that is where you get the salaries, promotions and everything.
Yes. Daktari wanalipwa na 15% of the county's allocation. So where is this 15 billion going? And are we feeling as Isiolo people, as a county? Dabo, andika. Energy infrastructure and ICT, page 36. The sector consists of 9 MDS. Below is a table showing the MDS in the program and the program in each, together with recent allocation to MDS, the current financial year that is. The sector is responsible for ensuring the country has efficient, affordable and reliable infrastructure for sustainable economic growth. Tuko na general administration, planning and support services ambaye ilipata 1 billion, rail transport ilipata 157 billion, marine transport ilipata 17 billion, air transport ilipata 7 and road safety ikapata 1. And that is 34% of the sector budget. State Department of Infrastructure, Road Transport, 177 billion. State Department of Energy, General Administration and Planning, that is 0.5 billion, 500 million. Power Generation, 22 billion. Power Transmission and Distribution, 93 billion. Alternative Energy Technologies, 1 billion. State Department of Housing and Urban Development, Housing Development and Human Settlement, 8 billion. Urban and Metropolitan Development, 12 billion. Housing Development and Human Settlement. Nigani?
Housing development
And human settlement.
Human settlement. Housing development ni kama sasa vile nyumba za serikali, zile ziko hospitali, ziko departments,
The quotas.
the quotas, government quotas, how they are being developed,
Inajengwa.
kuongezwa. Na human settlement ni kama vile tunajenga huko Mathare, watu wanaanza kupewa nyumba.
Alafu State Department of Petroleum Exploration and Distribution of Oil and Gases, 4 million. Hiyo ni ile ya Turkana mafuta. Hiyo ni sawa. State Department of Public Works, tumekuja kwako Gadoni. Enda chini ya petroleum. Government building, 2 billion. Coastline infrastructure and pedestrian access. So una recommend hiyo iongezwe?
Public administration. Public administration. Swali ya kwanza tunauliza nini?
What surprised you?
What surprises this sector?
Why NYS is under this thing? I think that's the most surprising.
Yeah. NYS, yeah?
Yes. What surprised me in this is how global fund for health programs were put under this instead of Ministry of Health.
Yes.
So
No,
how come global nini? The global fund for health but inakuja through office of the president instead of coming through Ministry of Health.
I think me na agree na brother amesema youth, ile mambo ya youth. How youth, the department of youth comes under this.
We gonna develop fund.
How you can develop fund?
We gonna state of Department of Devolution.
What is the least important about this sector? The least important. Even that is the least important, delays in determining disciplinary cases by law courts. That's under Public Service Commission. Number four anasema, is this sector doing well? Yeah, you can say yes, because there is an oversight office under this department. Department, Parliamentary Service Commission, because when there's a Parliamentary Service Commission under this sector, and there are the people who are oversighting, those people who are oversighting and others, they cannot do more blunders.
Sasa hiyo ilikuwa nataka kujua kwa nini mnasema sababu inakuwa oversight kwa parliament wanakuwa oversight. Kwa nini mnaitrust kabisa atakuwa parliament wanaangalia itakuwa nini nzuri zaidi na vile wako corrupt hata hawa.
Unajua hata wao wenyewe wako corrupt lakini waki oversight, unajua kama these are the departments, they understand very well because all these departments are closer to them, so they can monitor. Unajua sasa hakuna wakati utasema iko akilini, hakuna wakati iko akilini. Yes. Swali la mwisho nasema, where is this sector doing badly? There is delay in administration of justice.
The next bit ambayo tunaingia will actually be more discussion, lakini sasa nataka niwachanganye kidogo. So what I want us to do now is to get into groups where we will discuss all the 10 sectors. Sasa mlikuwa mnazungumzia tu sekta yenu mbili, si ndio? Sasa nataka muingie kwa group ambapo sasa sekta hizo zote 10 zitakuwa discussed.
Toka 15. Sawa.
Why do we feel as Isiolo County?
Why do
we feel like we need 15 rather than the government? What was the government? 7% of the government. It is because for one, as we want like a lot of improvement in our schools.
Let's go to energy.
On energy, there's a lot of corruption.
It is benefiting some few.
Because at transformers
Hata ikafai.
outdated. So let us reduce budget here.
Weke 5. Then we put it at 10.
10, weka 10. Sasa tunaingia kwa environment.
Environment sio?
How many percent? Tuweke 7.
5.
7.
5 is the money house serikali kubwa waliweka 5.
5 waliweka serikali waliweka 5.
Sasa sisi tuweke 5.
Weka 5.
Tuongeze 2. Fanye 7.
Hapa ni kwa ngapi kwanza? 25.
Hapa inakuwa 35.
35. Weka 5.
Wacha sinafuata maneno yake leo.
7.
Ngapi?
7%.
Lakini tunataka a lot of mineral prospecting.
Haya.
Reasons to improve exploration of local
resources
and environmental conservation.
General
General economic and commercial affair.
General economic.
Alikuwa mpea 1. Sisi tupatie 5.
Weka 3. Sisi just weka 3 just hiyo.
Tuko na 45%, we are remaining with 55. Sasa tuko kwa governance, justice, law and order. Walikuwa wapewa 12. Walikuwa wapewa 12, tuwapatie 10. Tutoe hiyo 2.
Patia 5.
Patia 5. 5. Siko health bwana hapo anakuja. Weka 5. Health.
Fanya
18%.
Hii kitu hata haina haja.
Hakuna haja kuongeza uria.
Hii kitu
iko hata donuts
haina nini, haina
Why? What are the reasons?
proper infrastructure should be put to counter referral?
It's not the county. It does not deal with the county.
So this is only national. So this is national.
This is only for the referrals, hospitals, training institute,
tufanye 15.
the Kenyatta hospitals. This money, this percentage is too big.
Weka 10. Weka 10.
National security. This is a near defense forces.
Walikuwa wamepewa.
We need to give those guys money. Why can't we give these ones a lot of money? So waweze kuimprove mambo ya ukonde, waweze pia due to this nini, the global terrorism
Give it
threat.
20. 20 mingi. 15. Public administration, internal relations, international relations. Each weke 8, sio?
Weka 8 hapo.
Weka 8.
Na reason anasema hapa hatuwezi weka yote.
Reason.
Tunaleta
Reason.
You know, we need to have that good nation.
Border relations.
Border relations.
Border relations, yeah. Twende kwa social protection. Hiyo weka 10.
Social.
Ilikuwa imepatiwa ngapi?
Mwaka 20.
Social
Alikuwa amepatiwa 3, tuweke 10.
Sasa nabakisha pesa ngapi?
Wakisha 10. Haya, mabaki saa 10. Hapo sasa weka 15. Weka 15 hapo alafu education. Hapo ongeza tena kwa education.
Hapo na 15 wapi hapo kwanza? Usituambie.
Health. Mabaki 5. Weka 20 education. 20 hapa. Ndio hiyo. Education.
Hizi ndio zile allocations zimetoka kwa group zote, and as you can see kuna tofauti mahali kwingine watu wanasikizana. The thing is, at the end of all this process we just need one, and so we are going to do that together. Kitu muhimu yenye lazima tukumbuke ni at this hizi tofauti mnaona hapa ni kitu ya kawaida. Okay? Anytime you have public participation, people will have different views. The question is, how do you arrive at the final decision? Tutafanya consensus ni ile kuelewana. Election ile mnasema tunaangalia education, tunaona kuna tofauti, wangapi wanasema 25, watu wanainua mkono. Wangapi wanasema 20, watu wanainua mikono. Ile mingi inashinda, hiyo ni election. Ya tatu kuna zingine hata mathematics watu wanasema tufanye average. Hatuelewani hapa, haya basi fanya average hapa mwisho. Hiyo ndio tumesikizana ni hiyo. So how do we make this decision? I'm leaving this to you. It's not up to me. It's for you to agree.
Let's go one by one. Let's say education. Group 1 wamesema ni 25. Group 2 wamesema 20. Group 3 wamesema 20. And group 4 wamesema 20. We'll go by 20. If we go by the average, because that is 85. 85 divided by 4 is about 21. So like 21 now.
So wewe unasema iende mathematical.
Mathematical.
Anyone with a different point? He's made his suggestion very clear. Okay.
I'm saying where the figures are close, we can do mathematics.
Okay.
But where there is a big disagreement, a big difference, we can discuss to see why these people are saying this and why these ones are saying.
I like that. Do you agree with that? So let's start at the top. Agriculture kila mtu 10%. Hiyo ni tick. Now, if you look at it against the government proposal, all of you have basically more than doubled what the government is proposing. I want to hear just from one group why they thought that was a good move. Just one group. Yes.
As we said that agriculture will not only help to create food security, but it will also help other sectors like employment, because agriculture can create employment, and it is also the backbone of the nation. In most, generally, we are an agricultural nation. So we felt that we should not give agriculture so little, and yet most people are farmers, both the farming and the keeping of animals.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So every group felt that the food security and the employment aspect is what is important for agriculture. All right. Education. Education, there were 3 groups that said 20, and there is one that said 25. Already there's someone who suggested we should just go with 20. I want to hear what Group 1 has to say about that. Yes.
We say it is 25 because we need to employ about 15 to 20,000 teachers.
New teachers.
New teachers. Because there are others who are going away, retiring. Then there's logistics. At the education office and at the TSC level.
Okay.
So there are changes of curricula, which also need money.
So those are emerging issues.
Those are the emerging issues. So 25 is actually the best.
So compared to the government proposal, you are pushing it just a little up.
Just a little bit down.
Okay. Is anyone convinced to increase from 20 to something above that based on their argument?
You know, if you came to 20%, it's like 340 billion Kenyan shillings, which is not even enough. So I think 25 is, I agree with 25.
You agree?
No, elimu tunakubali because unajua iko na mambo mengi.
Kwa hivyo iende tu
security mambo hii unasikia hapa
ni education.
Huwezi kukuta watu wale wanasoma wakiwa na pepa mabunduki. So masomo iongezwe hata zaidi ya hiyo.
Kwa hivyo 25 imekubalika. Energy and infrastructure, this is the one place where there are very different views. There's a group that has 20, we have 25, we have 10, we have 15. Now, why are we having so many differences here? I want to hear the extremes first. I want to hear group 2 and group 3.
On energy and infrastructure,
you gave your group 2.
Yeah,
you reduced by 3%.
We have reduced because the government in the previous years they have spent more money on energy and infrastructure. So that means there is minus a problem. So it will keep on reducing. That's how we argued.
Group 3. Yes, you gave it 10%.
We say 10% because we have already seen some of the infrastructures has been over-exaggerated in terms of costing. For example, power lighting, we have those what you call transformers, which became obsolete, and the price is triple. So I'm seeing a lot of exaggeration and interest parties involved in energy and infrastructure. So I think 10% will do if properly utilized. We will remove those curtails which have bloated that budget of infrastructure and energy. That's why we came back to 10%.
All right. So you've had them, the other groups also reduced. The question now for all of us is by how much do we reduce, right? That's the agreement we have to come to.
By 8.
Do we reduce it by, what, 18 percentage points? Because from 28, which is the government's proposal to 10, is you are reducing the budget by more than half. Remember what we are doing today is we are trying to do things differently from how the government does it.
Yes.
Right? Wao mnasema serikali wao wanakuja kama washaamua. Si leo tunataka tusikizane. So 20 or 25, do we vote or do we have a consensus?
No, 25.
We vote. Okay, because we need to make a decision.
25.
Those ones who are going with 25?
25. 25.
Yes.
25.
Okay. Those who are going with 20?
That
All right. So we'll put a 20, but remember, keep watching here.
Yeah.
Yes, no problem.
Baadaye tutapunguza.
Higher. Environment. I can see there are some differences. There are some groups that have increased above what the government proposal was, and some have gone down a bit. How do we agree on this?
Tukubaliana 5-year government. Without wasting time.
5-year government?
5-year government. It's okay, it's balancing.
7?
No, it's balancing. That's
It's balancing. 5 is balancing.
Because minus this.
The average
Yes,
is actually
average,
5.
yeah.
The average is actually 5.
Yes.
So group 4, do you agree with 5? Yes. Yours is how much?
8.
Yours is 8. Do you agree with 5?
Yes.
Okay, group 1, 5, all individuals, 5 is okay?
And why we move from 5 of the government to 7, there are a lot of mineral prospecting that has never taken place in the northern region, Asal areas. We have a lot of things underground. That's why we said we need to give more money for general prospecting of minerals and oil and all those things, because it comes under the environment.
Okay, so do you agree with them that probably you need to go slightly above the government so that you
Go for
can
majority.
do prospecting?
Not forgetting that we come from arid and semi-arid area.
Okay.
80% of our households tunatumia kuni na makaa. So tukitumia when to conserve environment and alternative solutions ya energy ama ya kufika tutasaidia conserve our
Solar also.
All right. So I like the points that are being made. The issue of prospecting for minerals in northern Kenya. The issue of conservation, because we are using a lot of charcoal and firewood. Mokeira. Oh, group 4 said they are okay with 5. Is that all right? So the question is whether we go with a 5 or a 7.
5.
5 is okay.
5 is the maximum.
5 is the maximum. Everything. The point is, have they made a point that makes you feel like actually those 2 extra points might be beneficial?
Yes. 7. Yes, let's do 7.
Let's go with 7.
General economic and commercial affairs. 1133. I don't know what's happening here. Now,
you are going to discussion
an increase. Let's keep an eye on this. An increase to 3% from the government's proposal of 1% is actually a very big increase in some way.
Ukiangalia kama kaunti yetu mpaka Moyale, jiko ambayo tunatumia ama ile pan ya kupikia chapati, wheelbarrow, sufuria, yote inatoka hapa huko juu Nairobi Malindi. Tukiinvest in jua kali sector and other innovation market to open up employment opportunities. So let's increase to 3%.
That's why you increase.
Yes.
Can I add something, please? Can I add something? You know, there are a lot of parastatals which have not reached these ASAL areas. For example, East African Portland Cement Company, if we can get them to come and come to county levels, we will create employment and also wealth creation.
Yes.
What I call industrial commercial development corporation. You know, these people lend money to private sector, business people, and then business people create wealth employment. So that's why we said we have to move from 1% to 3%.
All right. So, are we convinced about the 3% as a point for us to move to, based on the argument they've made for this sector?
At least they have an argument.
They have an argument.
The rest just balance the books.
The rest just did everything ile kabaki ndio ilichukuliwa. So can we go with the 3% they've made? Governance, justice, law and order. Group 1 and Group 3 is where there are big changes. Group 1, why the increase, and then for Group 3, keep it short and specific.
Yes. We said 15 because we need to employ police officers. We need to equip them.
Yeah.
You see, we need magistrates. So, well, right now there are so many cases pending. As far as 10 years back. So if we are employing judges and more police officers, I think we are reducing the burden from a common man who needs justice.
Okay. Group 3, your reduction was the biggest. Of generally, your allocation was the lowest.
I think all the new governance now, whatever our policy, it's not about job creation. Tayari kuna 10,000 kila mwaka. What you need are reforms so that and corruption mingi iko pande yao. Bado ile pesa wamepatiwa watumie vizuri. Tufanye hivi, what we need is reforms. Tuwapunguzie tuone kama watachange ili after 1 year tuongezee reforms.
Okay, so we need to make a decision here. And the variety is quite big. 15, 10, 5, 10. Which one do we go with? I just now need someone to tell me what we go with. 15?
No. I think we better do mathematics here. Because we have 15, plus 10 is 25, plus 5 is 30, plus 10 is 40. We divide them among the 4 groups, we are going to have 10. 10. Period.
Is everyone okay with 10?
Yes.
Okay, health. So health, I see reduction, not reduction, 3, 3, then 15 and 10. These are quite big differences. So I want to hear from one crew that was on that side and one crew on this side. Group 2. Why 3?
Sisi tulisema health is a devolved.
Okay, health is devolved.
And because it's devolved na iko katika pesa yake iko katika devolved government. Hiyo 3 ni infrastructure. Kama kuna referral hospital whatever. Ingine ni ya kununua vifaa. Equipped hospitali. So 3% is okay. If you give 15%, basi tutoe pesa devolution huko tuweke yote wapi? Juu.
Considering the fact that most training institutions, medical training institutions, fall under the same docket.
Okay.
So we suggested 15 for more creation of training institutions.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I just add something? I think what I would say here is, as you know, if we can upgrade our referral hospitals at the county level, which currently is not performing as the way we expect. If we go from level 5 to level 6, all those hospitals will go now under the national government, which I think they have got the capacity to run health institutions. That's why we look at that along those lines.
All right. Now, I completely appreciate the point that the two groups are making. At your own volition, to tell me what is the practical allocation that takes those two aspects into account. 5. I don't want anyone to make any argument. We've had the argument. Now I need us to come to an agreement.
8 there.
8.
Yeah.
How many are going with 8?
There's no need of it.
How many are going with 5? How many are not going with any of the 2?
3.
There are people who are not voting completely. Nobody wants to vote, so that one I have to move it that way.
Okay, let's go to 8.
National security. There are not too many differences here. We have a 10, 8, 12, and 7.
Let's go to 8. Let's go by 8.
We go by 8.
Yes.
That's by consensus. Yes. Public administration and international relations.
We give it 15.
9, 15, 8, 9.
That's a lot. 8.
So many of the groups felt like we should go somewhere below the national.
What we saw, there are unnecessary trips, which is being taken care of by the foreign ministry. And secondly, what we see is public administration is being used by politicians, so we want to make sure that their budget is curtailed, and we have a lot of embassies in abroad, which are not they are not adding any value to this nation.
Do people want to go with, how many do we have so far? 8? 10. Vivian, you can type in 10. So social protection, we have a group that gave 3, 6, 10, 8. Clearly, for almost all the groups here, there was a feeling that social protection allocation should go up.
So we know that there is need to increase on the social security,
Yeah.
because of which come through, instead of measuring on the physical one.
Yeah.
That is the police, and we need to go reducing the physical and increasing the social. So that you can have more awareness instead of using force all the time.
Okay, so your group is the one that is group 2.
Yeah.
So you decided to increase a bit the social welfare, so you can deal with what Mokera was talking about. You deal more with social protection than the physical protection aspect. Okay, so that's a good reason. So how much do we allocate to social welfare? Do we go with 6? Do we go with 3? Do we go with 8? 6. 6. Group 1. Sit up here. Okay, so we go with 6 there. All right. So this is how your allocation looks like. As you can see, you are over the budget by 7 percentage points. So the question is, where do you want to make cuts? You start with health. How much do you want to cut from health? By half. The suggestion is to cut from health. Health has 8. Munataka kukata hapa na ngapi? By half. Are you cutting by half or are you taking it to 3?
-5.
I need to hear from group 3 and group 4. Do you think we should make cuts to health?
No.
So okay, so where do you think you can make, you don't have to make the whole cut from one sector. Yes. From education reduced to 23.
In agreement.
Are you in agreement? Yes. Okay, wacha mimi sasa itabidi ni type mimi mwenyewe. We have reduced education from 25 to 23. So where else do you think you are going to make cuts? And remember, these cuts have to be calculated because remember the reasons you gave. Governance.
It's 10%.
It's actually 3. The 10. Oh, sorry. Yeah, yes.
So we can remove maybe 2 from there.
You can remove 2 from here. Is everyone in agreement with that? So governance, we reduce it by 2. So is there any other place where you feel that?
Public administration.
Public administration.
3.
They are suggesting public administration itolewe 2. Yes. Yes. So you want from agriculture because the budget is actually going up by a lot.
Yes.
Is everyone okay with that? I want agriculture. Public administration. 1. Is that okay?
What we need is general economic and commercial affairs. Let us use 1 from there so it becomes 2.
Okay, so you're in agreement with that one because it was his suggestion.
100%.
All right, so we are at 100%. Now I want you to look at this, but this is the final one, and at the end we've also written the main winning points that pushed the discussion to one side or the other.